Hello and welcome back to the thearkofe podcast. My name is Noah.
And my name is Gavin.
And I'm Patrick.
And we are the Blanchard cousins.
Indeed.
Soon to be joined by other members of the thearkofe crew. Definitely Mr. Brendan Riley and I believe Mr. Barron Williams, who hopefully saw that we are in fact recording this evening. We are here to get back to the pit. Get back in the pit. First season, we had our, sporadic recaps that never really came together for season two. Everybody was always in different places. I think Patrick and I stayed consistent week to week. Gav was pretty right on the money. But Barham waited on the bench, and Brendan has been, actually working in a hospital. So he's been a little busy and behind as well. But I think everybody has now completed the season. Mayfield, who will not be joining us on this episode, did want to pass along his thoughts. He loved it. Spoiler alert. We'll get everybody's rankings at the end of the episode so that I can post them on Instagram. But yeah, we can go ahead and kick it off. I'm sure, the boys can dive in whenever they join. But oh, and here's one now. Right on cue.
Two.
Oh, holy shit.
They came in at the same time.
They both came in at the same time.
Well,
That would be Mr. Brendan Riley and Mr. Barra Williams joining us.
Hello, everybody.
We are recording, gentlemen. We literally just started, and we have informed the audience that we, of course, as they saw in the episode description, will be diving into the Pit season 2 here almost a full week after the finale. And yeah, I guess I want to start by going around the horn. Let's start at the end. Let's start at the end. Was everybody pleased with this finale? Do we have, some gripes? What's the general vibe and take on the season as a whole, but specifically the finale? I see Brendan Riley raise his hand before anyone else. We'll start there.
Okay. I have not hit the finale yet, so I'm gonna go where I'm at right now.
Which is
episode 12, I think.
okay. Well,
actually might be further than that. I think I've only got 2 episodes left.
okay. Well, I'm just going to tell you.
You can spoil it.
Yes, I was gonna say there will be full spoilers discussed, so you can mute us if you want. But
no. I'm going to say this now so that way everybody can elevate their temperature and rebuttal and rebuke of me that I think that this season is not great. I don't think it's great.
Well, don't worry. At episode 14, when the gas leak happens, you'll be
and the whole hospital blows up, and I'll be like, "Good, great."
When the helicopters start falling on people, you're really gonna lose your shit.
You know what? The helicopters fall because we're actually in an episode of Lost. And then it would be like, all right, fine, I'm cool with that. Or The Leftovers. It's like, all right, you know what? They saved the show. If you had to ask me right now where I'm at on the show, I'd be like 5 out of 10. I think it's not great. I think they started playing into too many tropes, too many quips. They started trying to everybody's individual personality. They didn't have a personality outside of that. Baby Jane Doe, Baby Jane Doe. I'm the tough charge nurse who's been here for like 18 years. I'm like, dog, I get it. Like, you're tough. Great, man. Like, show a different personality. Santos, like, dude, smile for a second. And then Jahavi, like stop sulking and being a child every 2 seconds. And Robbie's like trying to run from his problems. He's always like scratching his head. And he's like, well, yeah, of course it was gonna be that the whole time. Nobody has a personality outside of the personality they've built for them. That's it. That's it.
More so, like
I hate it. I don't hate it. I just hate season 1 was so great.
Not the energy I thought we were going to be coming into this with.
This is why I hate it, because season 1 was so great, and I still think it was great. I'm not taking away from it, but I don't think that season 2 has done season 1 justice. I think that they tried to play on too many tropes, too many quips, too many recent events.
I would like you to elaborate on these tropes and quips. What exactly that means.
well, it's like, oh, like the the nurses, the nurses hold everything together, and I'm a nurse. I am a nurse. The nurses hold everything together. I'm like, dog, interdisciplinary, like everybody holds that John's together, and Patrick's probably can speak on that. It's like the PAs, the MPs, the EVS, the PCTs, the CMAs, like oh, and then like you're doing this because you're trying to what make a subset of people feel good. Like it's fine. It's fine. Some nurses actually suck. A lot of them do. I work with them. They're terrible. A lot of them gossip. They sit there and they
I would argue this season definitely showed that with one nurse in particular that they bring in later in the season. I don't know if you've gotten to that
I haven't
person
seen
yet.
it. Then.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
And then you
oh,
got off
okay.
target where this girl who's not even working for the hospital. I don't know if Patrick thought about this. Homegirl who's shadowing, which means you're not hired by the hospital, is in here assessing patients. Get excuse my language to everybody. I'm gonna not use the F word, but get all the way effed. That is such a liability to the hospital and everybody that would never happen. First off, if you shadow for a few hours typically, not the whole day. Secondly, there's so many legalities that are wrong with that. Now she's been abused by somebody and she's gonna keep going about the day. No, dude, you could be sued right now as the hospital. She could sue that hospital for everything.
See, this is where you're too inside baseball.
Yes, this is where the rubber meets the road with this is a
Be, be,
television show, sir.
because
Yeah, so
while
is
yes,
Grey's Anatomy.
you are going with the technical shadowing. In this use, when you shadow somebody on the day you're onboarded, that means you follow them and learn from them. Like in universe, she's an employee. She's being trained, which is separate from the reality of the shadowing you were talking about. Sometimes television plays to the lowest common denominator so that it can be understood.
It's fine. It's fine. It
So
is it
Brendan,
is what it is. The show still wasn't bad. I don't
So
actually
that's your take, Brennan. Is you feel like season one was like for the people it was supposed to be, that they talked to nurses, they talked to doctors,
yeah,
they found out what the problems were.
yeah.
Season two is a little bit like Patrick's saying, it's playing to the hey, you know about the pit, right? Oh, you know about the pit, right? So you're thinking maybe from what you've seen, it's a little bit more.
It, the,
Let's
the
get the lowest
simplest
common denominator in here. Let's get
the
the
simplest term is
right.
it got corny to me.
Yeah,
It got
okay.
corny. And
yeah,
maybe yes. Maybe that is because I work in the hospital in this environment every day. Yeah, right.
Half of
Two
half
inside
of the
I
nurses I work with
but
refuse to watch it.
I'm just like, dude, like I get it. I get it. She is the charge nurse and Robbie's the savior and holding everybody together and I care about it. It's okay for Robbie to like it's okay for him to be like, nah, dude, you know what? This place is F, so like I gotta go.
Again,
Like you do your thing. Like it's okay.
I
It's okay for them to fall outside of their personalities. Like you
wait
do
till
what
wait
they
till the
feel.
gas leak. Wait till the gas leak
All
in
right.
episode 14.
Okay.
You'll enjoy. You'll
yeah,
appreciate it. Trust me.
genuinely, I'm like I feel like
like
part of your assessment should be tempered by. I'm glad you prefaced by saying, but I'm like, literally a lot of this. I'm like,
It'll
finish the
get wrapped up
season,
for you.
like finish
Yeah.
the season. You're sitting here saying that it's like so one note, and I literally could argue the exact opposite in almost every case. Um,
Okay.
I'm very curious how deep in you actually are because you seemed confused about how many episodes you had left. Um, would you remember like how the last one ended, or were you mid episode?
Um, last one ended. So night shift is there. Robbie was supposed to have left like an hour ago, and he
Okay,
still
so
hasn't
you're
left yet.
pretty deep
Yeah.
into the
You got
season.
you got like
I,
one or
I, I
two.
will tell you, you know who I do like? You know who's the realest person? Who's the most realistic as far as like what goes on in the hospital? Whoever in excuse me, because I don't know her name, actress, or I can't remember it in the show either, but it's the black girl with the dreads.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I know you're talking about.
That's the most realistic. When I watch her, I'm like, yeah, she is
It's
what you run
Doc,
into.
that's Dr. Ellis, I believe.
She's
night
is
shift.
popped. She's popped up on days once or twice for her her
she's dope. I like her a lot.
arrange.
She's my
She,
favorite.
she had
Well,
to give a deposition, and then she goes back to find a nap,
Yep.
and then she pops up at night shift. Yeah.
Yep.
you will be a big fan of next season then.
Yeah,
Brent.
she is. She's coming on as a series regular, so
And I will
More
watch.
seems
episodes.
to imply
I'm gonna
either
watch.
she's
I'm gonna
switching to
watch.
day shift or it's going to be night shift.
Good. Get her
Um,
off nights. I don't want her
let's
to
okay.
decline.
This was meant to be a round, a round table. Um, Patrick, overall thoughts on let's again reframe it for the finale, which Brendan has not seen. Did you like how everything wrapped up,
I
or
I I I sort of liked how everything wrapped up. I feel like more could have been done with Al Hashimi.
Yeah.
Like it was good, but it felt like there's
felt
like
like we could have kind of pulled the trigger on that a little earlier in the
yes,
season? Like we kind of took a long walk to get to that revelation.
yes,
Um, but then also I'm like, if you reveal it too early, I don't know what you do with that character for the back half unless you escalate it.
yes.
Um,
But I just feel like where it ended, there's like it actually because I it did what it was supposed to do because I want to see more.
yeah, and again, she, if I'm not mistaken, is on as a series regular for season 3, which given where they leave things with that character seems a little baffling.
Yeah.
But
Thing on
I
mine.
guess we'll see how that plays out. Sorry, Baron. Can you
Not really.
are you just talking directly into your phone?
Yeah, I don't have headphones at the
Yeah,
moment.
can you just get your just speak a little, like bring it closer to your face then? You're just having a little trouble
So,
hearing you.
have you read any of the stuff for the next season?
I mean
The
beyond
the
sorry, go ahead.
description to do with Al Hashimi
No,
online.
go ahead.
It just says that it's going to be dealing with the aftermath of her dealing with the seizure stuff because that just came back like that day.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's like a 4 month jump, and they're going to be dealing with her like coming back after like treatment.
Yeah,
So
I had seen it was going to be a pretty short time jump compared to season 1 to 2. So I guess yeah, that would stand to reason because up until this shift, presumably, like it hadn't been an issue. That's another thing where it's like, yeah, does that dip into, is that a little too TV that she's hiding this illness that you think probably would have,
a, a little,
precluded
but
her from yeah.
it also plays in that there is a difference going from the VA to a trauma center,
Hmm.
Exactly. Yeah.
and that affects her immensely.
That
She may
yeah,
not have been the character in world may not have been expecting the reaction that she got.
fair. Very fair.
that was what that was
It's,
the
it
impression.
is. It's a wildly different environment, and obviously you just said that, Patrick. But like with the VA down here being like right next to MUSC, and like sometimes the docs will go back and forth, but like the pace, the equipment, what you have to do, the hoops, the red tape, it's so different. It's so different. Anyways,
Um,
And
so
let's not forget that she also, if you catch it, like the stuff that she has seen, like what she saw working with Doctors Without Borders in Afghanistan, that her and what's his face,
oh,
Abbott,
I like him too. Actually, sorry, I forgot. I like him quite a bit.
Doctor, I can't remember his name, Hatosi, whatever his
Dr. Abbott.
Abbott. That's right.
Bissell?
Yeah,
Doctor
like
Doctor
what?
Jack,
Outside
That's right.
homeboy's got
I
some
couldn't hear you, but like
arms
yeah,
on him.
like what they're just on interaction. So like you think that she saw that stuff with Doctors Without Borders, went to the VA, so maybe she had like an incident with that stuff, went to the VA, slower pace, moving over here, and it's like, oh, this is maybe bringing back flashbacks of all the terrible shit I saw in the desert, and just the pace, like Patrick was saying, is like totally different. So that's going to cause her illness to kind of flare up in ways that you don't know it. I like that they you know something's up, but you don't know exactly what it is. And you have little hints. So when you find out, oh, it's this thing, you're like, oh, well, now if I go back and rewatch the season again, maybe there's other ticks I didn't pick up on that I didn't see,
Yeah.
but they were
Well,
there the whole time.
and just her like, suggesting maybe we have two attendings working every
Mm-hmm.
shift and like things like,
Yeah.
and people did note, in the community or whatever as the season was progressing, it was like, have we seen her do anything? Like actually be hands-on? Because
She's just
for
suggesting
for
stuff.
several hours she had not actually been hands-on until she did that crazy trach slice
Yeah.
thingy late in the season. But yeah, okay, so Gav, trailing off of that, any other thoughts on the finale, any character specifics from that?
I loved, even though we don't like Langdon, I liked that Langdon had his cowboy shit moment. I liked that he, you know,
Wait.
got that.
We don't like Langdon.
Also, I like Langdon. I'm gonna put. There's about three people I
Noah,
like. Langdon's the only one I like.
Noah does a per Langdon. He's like, he's whatever. I remember last time we talked, people weren't happy with Langdon because he's just that dude. Because he's just like that. But I'm glad he got his like, I'm back moment. But I could have killed this dude, but you didn't. Like you doctored up, is what, or whatever you want to call it, and you did your job. And I don't know if we talked about. So I know we've talked about season 2 once already, but I don't know if we talked about the. I don't think I'm ready to have you. I don't think I want to have you working in my ER on the helicopter pad
No,
to
we
go
didn't get to touch on any of that.
to go
No.
from
That
that
We,
that to go from that to you need some help, dude. I've seen plenty of people like you in rehab, and the only difference is they can admit that they need some fucking help. So get your shit together, dude. Like that
that
juxtaposition,
that
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 worked
was
perfectly for
episode
me.
that episode I think might have been episode 7 or it may have been further along.
Hmm.
But the
Almost halfway, yeah.
I'll jump back slightly, but like we can get into highlight cases, but if I'm not mistaken, that is one of the 2 or 3 episodes that features the rape victim that Dana is doing the examination for. That
wait.
basically spans. Sorry, go ahead.
You talking about Langdon's speech when he says the whole speech to Robbie?
Nope.
no.
Oh, like
When he goes
We're
up
talking
with
about the
Robbie on the
helicopter. We're
helicopter.
talking about the helicopter incident, that
okay with
episode.
the with the
I'm
left.
saying that, if I'm not mistaken, that takes place during that episode. But episode 7 this season, I think, arguably one of the best episodes of the entire series, and it's because it was one of those where I was just like, this is the epitome of everything this show does well. But within that conflict or whatever, we didn't get to talk about these specific episodes, but they have that conversation on the helicopter. He says, I don't know if I think I want you in here. And then they are dealing with that patient afterwards. And it's when Robbie is basically like putting him through his paces, the the looks that Noah Wiley is throwing, that like is that's the Emmy shit. That's the
Yes.
Emmy shit that's not like the flashy, like, they're gonna have the emotional crying moment or whatever. But there are scenes like that where I'm just like, he is so in that character, um, in just the tiny little moments. But that was a highlight for me. I think it's episode 7 specifically has all that shit in it.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, Barum, thoughts on the finale? Any?
I mean, first off, I think Langdon. I have not liked the entire show up until his speech to Robbie, basically at the end, and
Yes,
the fact
they've
he
brought me
apologized.
around on him as well a bit.
Yeah, and like he did a full apology to Santos, and she was just like, I mean, fuck off, tell everybody exactly what you did, and then maybe I'll believe you. And he doesn't argue it. Like
Yeah,
it felt like he's grown.
yeah.
Um, and yeah, I my only disappointment really is like I wanted to see Robbie say like, all right, fuck it, I'm taking my 3 months and I'm gonna foster this baby because I swear to God, I think he's gonna take care.
Well, maybe that happens after the credits roll. We don't fully know. All we
No,
know
Noah
is,
Wiley has said it's not going to happen. He said
yeah.
that
I
is
mean,
not a
I
risk to
don't
take.
like.
I think again, TV versus like reality logic. We don't want him taking that baby. Like that's not a good
I
idea for that man. That's not
I
what he
think
needs right now. He needs to
Not what a
deal with
baby
his
needs
own
right now.
shit. He does not need to take on the care of an
I mean, yeah,
infant.
well, let's have a kid to save the marriage, but at the same time, like he needs something else to live for that isn't his job.
Well,
That's
that's
what
what I loved about that final scene is it's like, yeah, you got him with the baby and everything, and he's talking and reassuring the baby, but he's so clearly just talking to himself. And I loved that it was not a like kumbaya moment with Langdon or something else with like another character that like quote unquote saved him this season, pulled him back from the brink. I kind of loved that it was the cumulative effect of the day, everything that
oh
had
yeah.
happened with Duke, all the other characters. But at the end of the day, he goes in that room and basically talks himself into staying alive. Like, you know,
Yeah,
it's not a, you know,
very effective. And I
yeah,
mean
I
you
thought that was a very, very incredibly strong, like, final episode for Noah Wiley, but also just singular final moment. I was pretty fucking impressed with that. That was some great
yeah,
shit.
you still do get your kumbaya.
Sorry, say again, Barrow?
Sorry, my alarm went off. You do still get that kumbaya moment with Santos and King in the credit sequence.
Oh,
You
yeah.
still get that
Like,
like kind of
you, yes, I was glad they
out
included that. Very much so. Um, to get do
and
a little more levity right there at the
yeah,
end
no,
of the season.
I think it was good that they didn't do one big like I kind of was wondering like okay are they going to do one big like mass casualty event that's going to take over the whole like season like last season, and I was glad they didn't do that. Like they still had some big things happen, but there wasn't like one overarching huge thing that sort of takes over.
Yeah, even
Um,
the tech
as
hurdles
far
were kind of, just a stretch of episodes. It wasn't even like the whole season, and they also adapt to it pretty quickly. But it does have some interesting,
yeah, it
you know,
wasn't
side effects.
it wasn't like every season some when there's some mass casualty horrible thing happens, and so like I feel like they did well at kind of pacing it out differently.
Yeah.
Focus was more on like these people's continuing struggles now that we kind of know them, as opposed to like how they're dealing with one catastrophic event. So just get a little more insight into people, get to know people a little bit better. I really still love Santos and what's his name,
Whitaker.
Huckleberry. What's Huckleberry's actual
Whitaker.
name? Whitaker.
Whitaker.
The two of them I'm very happy with, and I really like the moment when Whitaker leaves. And Robbie's just kind of watching him, and you get that impression that he has sort of like the I was trying to like help him out, sort of save him from himself, but like he seems to have his life figured out a whole lot more than I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he's just happy, like hanging out with this lady and her baby, and he's fulfilled, and he goes home and probably sleeps just fine.
Yeah.
And maybe I don't need to save myself.
Yeah. I
Just a
think
lot of
that,
good moments all around.
hell yeah. Um, do we want to go memorable patients or just general events or any we want to I guess to address kind of Brendan's issues, how do we feel about like the evolution or maybe stagnation of some of our major characters?
I
Because I would argue we got, like Barham is saying, a lot more depth of kind of our core five or six.
Langdon's evolution was great. I think it was great. I had already, I said it a few weeks back, episode whatever, and I was like, nah, dude, like I do not hold Langdon to the dismay that some people on the pod have. Not because what he did wasn't messed up, because it clearly was, but um, I felt like I could feel his empathy, his desire for the patients and everything through his evolution before Santos decided that she wanted to be this like sour queen bee. I always want to act like
Don't
I'm
like
cool, but also whine about everything at the same time. And then put you on the spot, which also like I don't think that yields the response that you actually are going for. I get you want to try to hold somebody accountable but to what avail? You're losing professionalism. And if he goes out here in front of everybody and says, guess what? I was taking somebody else's drugs, he loses credibility from everybody, which does not yield a good response. And it's also not how your person who's running the ED wants it to be handled. So you're a little bit out of your wheelhouse to try to get somebody to do that, to beg for your mercy. Get out of here. No, I think that's wickedly
You didn't want
selfish.
You didn't want
Wickedly
him to beg.
selfish.
Like, look, I
But
don't want anything to do with you. If
I
you
think
want, leave.
uh I think Langdon evolved. You said Dr. Ellis, I think, was the one you get to see her more. She didn't necessarily evolve, but you just got to see her more. I think that she's probably the most like consistent. But like Dana, Robbie, it's the same. It's the same. There's no evolution. There's none. It is the same, right? And he showed more depth in season one of character than he has in season two.
That that that's kind of the point of the season, though. Like he's trapped in a moment. He
Yeah.
can't evolve because he's
Okay.
in crisis.
All right, I can concede that.
This
No,
guy's
I can
at a
concede that.
breaking
That's
point.
a
I
fair
mean,
point.
I think that's the whole season building
That's
towards
a fair point.
is this guy going to walk away from the job? Is he going to walk away from life? Like I think that's all what's hanging in the balance. But yeah, so
I think you two said it best. You've got to get yourself together. You got
got stuck
stuck
in
in
a
a
moment,
moment,
and
and you can't get
get
out
out
of
of
it.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I like you guys right now.
And in regards to Dana, I'm sorry.
Stagnant.
No, not stagnant at all. Because here's the thing: you're conflating how much we love that character
I liked her first season.
with how much we actually got of her in season one. So I do not disagree that they in prep for season two they were like, hey, people love this character. We got an amazing performer. Like, let's give her more to do. Like we can throw more at her. And
Show of hands. Show of hands. Who remembers that she was Will Ferrell's wife in the campaign? Because I completely forgot about all that.
definitely did not remember that till you just
Yeah.
said it.
Sorry.
So
Go ahead.
What were we saying now?
So
talk about it.
I'm here to concede. I'm happy to concede. I just listen.
My thing with Dana is she, as a person, the character realized has not gotten the therapy she's needed. She is one note because she is also stuck in that moment of being attacked. Like
Right.
that is her whole personality now. Like it is a response, and something has to break her out of it.
that's what you get. Yeah, she's a clenched fist now. Like you got to remember back to season one, she was not this. Yes, she was like, hey,
Acerbic.
I'm boss bitch, but she was not hardened. She was not this like she was more empathetic in general. Think about the way she interacted with Langdon in the first season and like stuff like that. I'm just saying, like,
No, it's still there because she talks about giving Digby some empathy, just give him
yes,
a
and
haircut
you
and all
see,
that. It's still there. You
and
see
again
glimpses of.
the scene with the rape victim, which I think is like
Hard. That was hard.
one of the most
Hard.
memorable and best things the show has done.
Hard to
Which
watch.
and well, the thing that killed me was listening to after the fact. Of course, I listened to a couple podcasts that cover it, and medical professionals write in and everything, and they were like, here's one of the things that'll fuck you up is that's a TVification because that procedure takes way longer than an hour, um, in actuality. But think about how excruciating it feels within the episode, and then think about the fact that they're being generous, quote unquote, about it.
Yeah.
Um,
So we have, just for points to what you're saying, we have nurses that specifically do that. That is their job. Some floors will have them specially trained. Other areas have nurses that do sensitive stuff like that as their job. And it is not a quick thing like they showed in the TV show.
Well, that's what I'm saying is to me in TV time and in TV logic, it's not presented like it's purposeful that it takes place over the course of an entire episode for the most part. We keep cutting back to it. I think it even continues into the
It's
next
two.
episode
It's
because
yeah. It's
she
two
steps out.
episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
But
so
just
that's
take
what I'm
that and
saying.
take that and extrapolate it to every single episode you've ever seen of SVU. We got the rape kit back. And then take from there's 4 in here that nobody picked up. They've been in here for forever.
The
You guys need to
big
get them.
Yeah, exactly. And Brendan hasn't seen the payoff to that yet. One of the things that's killing me is I'm like, did you get to have Dana and Robbie started fighting yet?
Yes.
Okay. Have they had like one fight or a couple fights?
She's still got the Valium or whatever she had in her
Versed
pocket.
in her
Versed.
pocket? Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, so yeah, it's
Fire.
like
Fire.
a lot of the
Fire.
stuff you're frustrated by, I'm like,
Fire.
they call each other out on. Like they kind of have it out in a way that attacks all the things you're saying, and it's like kind of one of the best scenes in the season. So I'm like,
You know what they should have done if they wanted to be realistic? They should have called security and waited to see how long security doesn't show up. That's realistic. Security takes forever.
well, they could definitely do that.
But yeah,
So
yeah.
other memorable patients.
Oh, the
Oh, Louis for
yeah, I
sure.
was going to say, yeah, we
Yeah.
talked about Lou before because I remember talking about finding out what happened to him. My thing was, and it goes back to the finale, Langdon going to check on old girl that came in there because she had
Oh.
like a spot or something. Robbie has to talk to her boss, be like, if you fire her, I will like help her sue you because she's going to have to do this. And at the end, being like, was it above the knee or was it below? Oh, we had to take it above the knee. She came in for something. He thought he found it, thought he got it, and that's coming at the after that pull down that she lost her leg is coming off of the high of I I could have killed that guy with the neck thing I did, but
Mhm.
I didn't. So as much as he's like riding it like I got it back, I found my edge again. Well, this thing I did in the first episode or second episode, now I'm finding out at the end of the day I could have done more. Like I did what I was supposed to do. There was no way to tell that this was going to happen and this girl was going to lose her leg. But I did what normal procedure says I should do, and she left, and I thought I had it. I thought I caught it. I thought it was a good one. We were good, and then, well, actually, no, she's not going to walk out of here with both of her legs. So I thought that was a nice, call, not a call. Well, I guess you call it a callback, but like just bringing in that, and I feel like I don't know if they did it better or worse this season, but I feel like they were still on par with like, hey, we had a guy come in here. We've seen him the entire show. Every time we cut to chairs, we see a shot of him, and by the end of the episode, he's not with us anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel like they've did really good on like you see somebody, and then I don't know if you guys have seen it all over social media. The sunburn girl, she has had a moment on social media of like calling out different things that people are like, oh, we love you on this. Like just how sunburned she was. And I've seen her on threads, like commenting on different stuff and whatnot about like, oh man, this, could someone give me a ride home I got to drive myself home with this sunburn. Could I get a lift, Dr.
Hmm.
Whitaker? Stuff like that. So I feel like we've had memorable cases. To what Barham said, I'm kind of glad they didn't do somebody drove through a crowd of people or like a fireworks display tipped over and burned a ton of people. Like, I'm glad we were localized to let's go back to the dark ages for a minute. We're
Yep.
celebrating 250 years. Let's go back to the, 250 years ago when we didn't even have, essentially, let's do that where you had to do everything by hand, essentially.
I mean, we had cell phones.
Right.
Not when we started.
Great.
Right. But yeah,
Oh,
I look at it all as like this whole season is just it's just the slog of what we as an entire society has been going through for the past year and a half. And ultimately there is some sort of like happy silver lining that like we'll get through it. We don't know how we're going to look on the other side of it. Some of us may not make it, some of us, hopefully all of us will. We're all going to be a little crazy. If we aren't crazy by now, we're all going to be crazy in the next 2-3 years, but there's still a little bit of optimism that we'll make it to the other side, but we just don't know how we're going to look when we get there. You know.
also, I mean, how do you top a big event by
Right.
throwing a bigger event,
Right.
or by going back and making it personal and doing
Yeah.
through lines for the people in chairs, for like you see them coming and going, like instead of you win by going small so you can set up going big again different.
Yeah. I mean, I'll tell you right now, I lost it with Lady Who Wanted to Come and Die in Peace, and I lost it with, oh, I'm not doing anything. Well, then why are you here? You're pregnant. You preeclampsia, but you want a wild birth. Why are you here then?
That
And then
coming in right at
that
the
cut, dude.
end was like that birthing scene
I was getting
was
dude.
easily one of the most stressful things in the entire series. I think because you like I'm sitting there going like I'm so emotionally invested in this because I was like, re depending on how this right here goes is going to dictate a lot of what happens with our characters
Yeah, dude. Because
right afterwards because I was just like, this cannot be the end of the day.
No.
Like, this cannot be how this shift ends if you're about to lose mother and child. I was on the edge of my fucking
but
seat.
dude,
That was some gripping television.
as soon as it was over, I was over. I was just over. Like Becky's like, "Are you crying?" I was like, "Dude, you don't know what it's like. You were drugged up. You were just laying there looking up at the floor. I've got videos and pictures of him with all that gunk on him, crying his eyes out because he just got here. So to see a little baby that isn't, and like is it gonna, are we gonna get some sound? What are we doing? And then constantly talking about it, you know. All right, well, this is pulse ox is this. It's okay. It's coming up. Blah blah blah. What are we gonna do? And for him to just like, okay, both of them are fine. I'm dipping out, I'm taking my gloves off. I'm not a part of this. I didn't lose it. I was just like, that would hit me. And I told Becky, I was like, you don't remember this episode, but there's an episode of ER where it is the worst day ever for Dr. Green. And I thought that's where we were going with. She came in here fine, and now they're both dead. But the fact that we didn't, I was like, okay. Because if that had happened, I'm like, okay, this is where, if that had happened where they lost those two at the end, I'd been like, this is where you might lose me that we're tacking this on in the 15th hour in the second season. But the fact that it's like we're right there, and then where we end up, not what, maybe 10 minutes later with him with another baby, it's like, okay,
Yeah.
there's got to be some hope in here somewhere.
Yeah. I
I
definitely
like the family, the reunion family, and the
that
storylines that
reoccurred.
keep coming
Yeah.
back.
Yes.
Dude, with the rope torn through the hand, that was
Yeah.
pretty brutal.
That and the priapism were probably like the gnarliest injuries to me.
Yeah.
Like the priapism was the hardest thing to watch.
For our listeners who may be unfamiliar, remind them, Baron.
Priapism is when you have an erection that lasts more than 4 hours and it won't go away. And the way to fix it is you literally just have to stick a needle in it and drain the blood out. And I went with my mother.
Honestly, again, there's been so much in this season that like when that happened, I remember thinking like, "Holy shit, that was wild," and then kind of forgot that that happened this season.
Seriously, I forgot that.
Like they weren't going to show. And then nope, full on. There's the erection. There's the needle, and just the amount of blood they were draining out of it. That was just like it could have done without seeing that for the rest of my life.
Oh, kid
but-
with the firecracker hand? That
Ooh,
just on
God.
a practical effects level, that was
Yeah, that was
fucking
dope.
brutal and also very emotionally engaging, of course.
Speaking of the effects, when they cut for the birth, the C-section birth, the little membranes, like
That was it.
coming
Again, that whole sequence just top to bottom, insane. Like
Insane.
so, yeah. Ugh.
Becky was like, why are they cutting long ways? I was like, probably because it's an emergency. Yours was planned so they could be nice with the incision. That's an emergency. They have to go in there and get that baby quickly. That's why they were like straight up across the whole thing. Like,
Yeah, that was gnarly.
That was, yeah.
But yeah, the rope in the hand, that was just one of those, like the guy, he's so calm about it. He's just like, well, my hand's cut in half with a rope.
Oh.
I love people underreacting to their horrible injuries.
And then the old boy who was there left and then comes back later, and Robbie's like, well, he should have picked a higher place to fall from, quote unquote. Like, all that with the that was
payoff to Mohan's patient.
Mohan. I was trying to think of her name.
That was pretty rough as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's check in on. We really only had 2 new students this year. But how do we feel about Ogilvy
Well, we
and
had
Joy?
3 because we had the.
Excuse me, because we had
night shift.
What was the nurse? Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry. We had 3 because we had 4 because we had the 2 new day shift, the nurse, and then there was a new
Night shift nurse.
No,
She a night shift.
She was a
Doctor.
night shift doctor.
Okay.
She played she was in Lois and Superman. Uh she's the one.
She's the one that's grabbing all the patients. She's like, I can get this one. She's like gung ho about taking
Yeah.
over patients from people
Yeah.
when they get on night shift. I know who you're talking about.
Thank you.
Gotcha.
Kind of mousy, little
Yeah,
tiny,
no,
tiny
no,
little
no.
mousy. Yeah.
I'm picturing she's in that birthing scene at the end.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah.
yes. So yeah, granted, we get I would say the least amount of time with her.
Yeah.
But yeah, how are we feeling about that new crop? And looks like Joy probably would not be around for another season regardless, because she's just kind of rotating through. But I liked her quite a bit.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, I enjoyed her.
Yeah.
As soon as she comes out, oh, I have a photographic memory and I'm basically a genius.
That
I was
was
just like, oh,
Yeah,
what
the
it is.
moment with the board, that was definitely that was some cool shit. That was
Also, the other kid, I felt like his whole thing of just basically being broken by the guy that was like the English teacher is like his dad. He gave him the book, and then just all goes wrong. Like I feel like that
oh my
the way
God, the
he.
moment where McKay takes him out to the park to treat I
Oh
forget
yeah,
the unhoused person's name, but that leg, oh my God, the effects on that.
Oh yeah.
Holy shit. That was gnarly.
there was when he was waiting on the helicopter, and they just handed him a leg, and he's just
Oh
standing there
God,
like,
yeah.
"Do I have a leg?"
But yeah,
Yeah, but
I kind of liked where they took him ultimately and kind of letting Whitaker have his Robbie moment, kind of.
which to me is ultimately a Carter moment from the first episode of ER, like a patient dies.
Yes.
Although Carter's like timid about it, Ogilvy's just kind of like, oh well, I didn't do this one thing that you normally would do if you had all of your computers running and like all that stuff. You would have checked this, you would have seen this, but you needed to go that extra mile. But you're not a seasoned doctor, you're a med student, or you're a new trained, whatever you want to call it, and so you missed it. And as a result, this person, maybe the only person it feels like, and maybe he had a connection. I don't know if he had any kind of like, okay, I feel like every other patient he took, it was like, I got this, I got that with this
That
person. He was
that was
looking
the
for something.
one who was kind of
Only
like
one.
his
Yeah, that was it.
surrogate father though, right? Like
Yeah,
or not his surrogate father, but reminded him of his dad because he was a
yeah,
professor or some
yeah.
shit.
It's like
Yeah.
the only one he actually got attached to. That's the one that didn't make it for
Yeah.
Yeah.
something very simple that would have been seen. Did you check this? Did you not check this? So we missed something. But I do want to say I like how Robbie pretty much gives everybody shit about something, but slowly throughout most of it does kind of walk it back. Like he kind of gets on Giovanni, but then he's like, I don't want to see you doing plastics when I come back, and you should do this. Like this person's here, they're gonna do this for you. You should go do this because you can do this. You're a good doctor, and your TikToks, they're good. Keep it up. Just follow HIPAA laws like that, and then jumping on Mohan about her little possible MI, and then coming back with, hey, you seem to have a really good thing with geriatric patients. Maybe you ought to do that. I could have handled things better with how I talk to you, so to speak, but I don't know what I'm losing my
Yeah,
shit
so
myself too.
yeah,
So,
I want to piggyback on that and kind of rebut some of what Brendan was saying. That's when I feel like there's so many moments this season where they really, really press the likability of Robbie. Like as and there are people who are still watching it as like, he's always right. This guy just, the world's against him, but he's got his shit together. And everybody else is a moron. But I'm like, I think the show is very actively engaging with like, hey, some of this behavior is like straight up not okay, not cool, and like it's kind of it's fucking with what you'll put up with in a protagonist. There's definitely several moments this season where I was like, "Yo, dude, chill the fuck out," or "Hey, man, you shouldn't have said that," or you know, various things that made me, because we naturally are like, "It's Noah Wiley, it's Robbie,"
mhm.
like.
Yeah,
And I
but
and I felt like you're saying he was very, he didn't change. He was one note. I feel like in that push, him being kind of pushed to the brink, he escalates things with people. He you know does things he wouldn't normally do in terms of even just like talking about patients kind of flippantly. Where it's like the first season, it's all about you know we're gonna have a collective moment after we lose somebody, and like, these like really like reassuring, like life affirming moments. You see that's kind of been drained out of him. I feel like it was a very different performance and like evolution of the character from season one to season two.
This is pointed at me.
What's that? I'm
Yes.
just saying, I like you can beg to differ, but I liked that kind of like he's
Like,
not just simple savior Robbie. Oh, he's perfect in every moment. He's rock star. Blah blah blah. It's like I feel like there was so many more moments where I'm sitting there going like, this guy's like losing his shit. He doesn't have his shit together. Like, but he's lashing out at people like as well, which was
You know,
not as much a thing in the first season.
yeah,
Yeah, and then
I don't think that's an unfair point. I think I mean, that's well said. And sure, maybe back to Patrick's point, like you're saying, the fact that he is this just shows you that he's at the precipice of his boiling point or his dynamite point, or he's going to explode. And you've got Dana over here like, I'm worried about Robbie. He's gonna do something.
Okay, we gotta chill with the anti-Dana like
I didn't like her.
sentiments.
I didn't like her.
I thought Catherine Lassa absolutely just
I
fucking
didn't like her. I
killed
thought,
everything she was asked to do this season. She's gonna win the Emmy again, and I'm totally happy about
oh,
it.
I want to be happy and not grumpy because then they're just not likable.
Yeah, she's gotta always be like putting up with people's shit to be in it
Once
and be, make that character pop.
either it was like I was going to quit
show
and then
me,
I just
she's just not likable. I guess she feels like, well, no, everybody wants her to be this tough type of cookie, and I've been around the block, and I've been doing this since you were in diapers. Girl, I've been doing this since you were trying to ride a bike, and it's like, dude, I get it. Like, show me something else. Show me something
that's
else.
not true.
I thought what she showed you was incredible empathy and what she probably does 1,000 times a day, the stuff you don't even think about when they, zero in on scenes like the rape examination.
All right, I
And
would say this: the rape scene, tough watch, very well done. That scene was like hard to watch, but very good. That's how she crushed that. I will definitely give you that.
that's what I'm saying. And again, the thread throughout the entire season of how she mentors, her name escapes me. Does anybody have it at the tip of their tongue?
No, I was about to look it up. Yeah, the
The
girl
new,
that,
the new,
again, mind
new
you,
nurse, new nurse.
mind you, and I know it may be lost on everything, but she was shadowing. That is not a paid position. You are not hired
She was hired.
by
They
the
said
I
hospital when that
I
happens.
was under the impression as a viewer of the television show that this was her first shift as a
yeah,
nurse in the hospital.
Well, it's
yeah.
because later on, all right, maybe I need to go back
They
and watch it, but
From the very get-go, it
I'm
was
gonna clip
this
it.
is your first day, your first shift in the pit. Like you've been through
yeah,
all your shit. She's not shadowing Dana, but Dana is taking her under her wing because it's her first day and she's showing her how shit works around there. I did
they
not
could have
take
done
it as like she's there just like she's supposed to be shadowing her for the day and then she gets wrapped up in all this shit. I
It's
took it
she's
as
a trainee. It says in the cast she's a trainee. Like she's being trained by
Let me
Dana.
look. Let me look. I'm looking.
but
Unless you're wrong. What was her name, anyways? Does
are
anybody?
trainees not allowed to have, do they have a first day? Like, is she getting paid for that day? Or is
I
she in a
mean,
training period where she's
your
not
your
making any
first
money and she's not allowed
day,
to touch any patients? Like,
yeah. I mean, typically, like depends on the floor that you're on. Usually, your first week, you don't really touch patients. It's learning where everything is. It's learning what the policies of that hospital and or floor are. Like you're not
is
touching
that any
patients
different
first.
in an active teaching hospital ER or
Oh yeah,
ED?
yeah. I mean, at MUSC, you're not really touching patients until like your like second month. You're touching patients, and then you'll take a patient, and then take a net. But in the ED, like I can only speak to the floor in the ICU. I have not had a ton of time other than helping the ED, but indifferent because I'm speaking from a different place.
I'm not trying to,
Her name was
play
Emma,
accuracy
right?
police
So
and just defend the show.
Letitia,
I'm just,
the pit was Emma
Emma, yes, is the
a A new hire. Let's say a new hire. A new hire. And yes, Emma Nolan is a new hire. All right, I concede. I apologize.
It's her first day. I mean, it's literally it's in the text of the
but
show.
when she
It's her
does,
first shift. They keep
Dana's first words
referencing
are
that
like,
like
"This
crazy
is
first
Emma.
shift.
She's here to shadow." And it's like, okay, well, when you shadow, you ain't touching nobody. Those are the words that she chooses.
That's probably
I think
that,
she says in the rape scene you're saying she's here to shadow me as in like she's observing this procedure, but not like she's shadowing me for the day. I think she was informing the patient that like that's why she's here. She's observing. Because again, nomenclature to a patient that just means like, yeah, this person's here. It's a teaching hospital, whatever.
Sure.
Indifferent.
Yeah, sure.
But like you took it as a very technical hospital term. But remember, in context, she's talking to a civilian, quote unquote. You know, she's talking to a patient. So yeah, she's just like, hey, that's why there's this other person in the room. She's shadowing me. But as it was communicated to me, just in watching the show, I thought this was her first shift, and I didn't think about it any more beyond that. I was like, then she probably might, she might have a crazy first day and end up having to do a lot of shit. And sure enough, she did. She got held in a chokehold by a coked up golfer.
And that's pretty realistic.
Who was killed by Jason fucking Voorhees.
Like after
yeah,
that,
and he was also what does he do?
He was hanging out with with Bumblebee and shit. But
exactly, yeah. These 22s, they just I don't just scratch them. It's fine. I love. I think I don't know his last name. I know his first name is Travis, but I love that he gets cast as like douchebag guy in multiple things.
Yeah,
but he was really good on the last ship on TNT. He was like a Navy SEAL on that. He was pretty cool in that show. But I love that dude because he's always playing like an asshole jerk dude. But yeah,
did good at it. But I did love Emma at the end of it. It was like, "How was your day?" She's just like, not that bad." Like she got, they had the blackout. She or like the technology blackout. She got fucking choked, salted,
Yeah.
To be fair, if she can handle that first day, she'll be all right.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Yeah,
I do love that we don't have well, we do kind of because they're watching the fireworks, but I do remember the end of season 1, the fact that Robbie is in the park with all them laughing at like, holy shit, I forgot this was y'all's first day and all this crazy shit happened. Like Pit Fest happened, the master, all this stuff. Like, and he's just kind of like, I don't know if he was drinking a beer. I can't remember. I hadn't gone back and watched season 1. He was drinking, but they just him laughing about it. So like again, you see that. Granted, there's been tons of work days in this 10 months or however long we are, but you see the end of season 1. He's drinking a beer, laughing about the fact that this is these kids' first day. And then he's riding in, the next time we see him, he's riding in to work with no helmet on a motorcycle, talking about how he's going to go on this, spiritual quest. And where we leave him in season 2, it's like, if I'm making season 3, I'm not putting him into episode like 3 or 4. You're going to question whether or not Robbie's even here. Even if he's like in the credits, you're like, wait, where is it? Where is he? Why is I'm not going to let you see him until at least 1 or 2 episodes in. I wouldn't start anywhere near him.
I think
that he's not going to.
Sorry, go ahead, Barry.
I think that's been mentioned. He's not going to be back immediately. It's going to be like he's still coming off of whatever he ends up doing for the next like 4 months. But
I think a season that starts in the evening, starts with night shift, maybe for the first like 4 to 5 episodes, and then transitions into day shift with our, most of our core cast that we know and love. But we get to spend a little more time with night shift, and then we see a transition that happens maybe in the first like third of the season. I think that could be really interesting.
Yeah, because I mean, you started at 6 and you did a 15-hour day both times. And we
it
did
just makes sense to start at a different point in the day, don't you think?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm saying started at 4. Something
I
crazy
don't
at
hate
the
that
tail of the
idea,
night
right?
shift.
Where you do like the end of one person's day at the beginning of another person's day. You see the shift change and that's not a bad idea. Somebody
You
needs
get
to explore.
You got a little bit of that in season 1 because you meet Abbott on the roof and Robbie's like, hey, man, don't jump. So you get a little bit of that there. So yeah, go back and do that and give me a crazy case. And if you can, I'm sure there's times that it's happened, but give me a crazy case that starts at 4 o'clock. And we're not going to get to the end of that thing until the finale at 7 the next night or 8 the next night or however long you take it, you know.
What's like a I don't know. What's like a marathon procedure that would be done in the ED? Like a situation where it would be forced that it would have to happen there as opposed to like in surgery or something.
I mean, there's really not too many limits. Like if it is pressing, so a lot of times what will end up happening is you'll get the radio from the EMS and it'll come across like that this is a surgical patient. If you have the room, basically they'll shoot right through the ED and go up to the OR. They'll go right to the OR. Now, if all the OR rooms are taken and this is something that can be done bedside, there really is no limit depending on the space where they're at, the acuity. But like I've seen an IVD, which is a intraventricular drain that you put into somebody's head because their pressure is building up too much from fluid around the brain.
Hmm.
First time I remember I had this patient, and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna place an EVD." I had the patient, and I was like, "All right, cool. So what do I need to get ready to send him up to the OR?" They're like, "No, we don't have any rooms. We're doing it bedside." I was like, "Down here?" Like, yeah, sure enough, a couple neurologists and some other trauma teams rolled down and drill a hole in this guy's head, bedside, in the room, put a drain in it, actively monitoring his ICP, his intracranial pressure. And I was just like, "Oh, this is wild." I had another guy, and this will relate to the show. I had a guy with a AAA. I've had many guys with AAAs. That was Robbie's friend with the bike, right?
Duke.
This is the story that I told you that sticks with me, but nonetheless, he had it repaired. He had been probably 4 months post having it repaired, had some issues. We end up uh, coding him. That incision opens up, blood everywhere. We're not able to get him to an OR. So we just rolled him into one of the empty rooms that had more room. And the CT surge team came down there, opened his chest bedside, and essentially tried to put his heart back together bedside in the room. Open chest surgery, boom, down in the room, not even in the OR. Uh, he passed, but there's basically all I had to say. There's no limit, but like if you've got the OR and you've got the time, you're gonna do that, right?
Gotcha. Well, that's my other thought is like, what if you had one procedure that spans the entire season that somebody's in there dealing with? Like we have,
So
or they're
it,
like they're rotating out, over the course of the season, but it's just one fucking patient that
it
they're
wouldn't
working.
happen. It wouldn't happen down in the ED. If it was something long term like that, basically what you would do is you would stabilize the patient and then get an OR.
That's
Uh,
what I'm saying is what are the TV circumstances that force that to happen
Dude,
down in
I
the
don't
You
know.
have
ED
you
as
you
opposed
have
to
you have to have a
getting them up to
helicopter.
surgery
Helicopter crashes into the
into the surgical
ED.
wing.
No, no, no. It crashes into the
There is no
ED.
ORs. There are no
Yeah,
OR.
it clips the ORs, and everybody's like, "Oh, all of our stuff's down," and it winds up like in between the two. So you have to spend 3 episodes getting everybody out and getting down, and then it's like, okay, well, the two pilots are okay, but one of them's leg is messed up, so we got to take him to trauma one, and then do all that, or you just have one
And it
big
cuts off
event,
Romano's arm.
right? Yeah, dude, is he? Can we not get him on? If we can't get Anthony Edwards to come back, can we not get? I'm blanking on his
Paul
name.
McCrane,
McCrane, yeah. Can we not
right?
get Paul McCrane to come back for one? Or Eric LaSalle, somebody? Can we not get? I don't want it. It's going to be too TV if it happens. But secretly, I
Seriously,
want it.
I,
Or
I
Krumholtz.
just
Get
want,
Krumholtz to
just
come on.
want. Oh, yeah, okay.
Okay, we're
Krumholtz would
not friends. We are not friends.
Get Krumholtz to come on.
Krumholtz would be very inside baseball and pretty like
That's part of the reason why I was so messed up by the finale. It's because Krumholtz put into motion the finale from ER of 26 years ago, which
No, yeah.
yeah.
Noah Wiley had me wrecked then when he goes off to rehab and then Benton takes him.
This
That whole
this
finale.
yeah.
Yep. Suddenly I was right there. Like when Robbie said, by now, I expected to have 2 kids in college. I'm like, man, fuck you, man. I'm 50. Fuck you, dude.
Yeah.
Don't you hit me with the shit that I'm feeling right now.
Yeah.
God damn it, Noah Wiley.
Oh man.
Oh, well,
Again,
let's
26
get
years later, and I can't handle it because I could handle it when I was 25.
let's get Kelly Martin back in there then. Let's
Uh,
let her
you,
come back.
we're not
Oh,
friends. We're not
dude,
friends. Go away.
that would, dude. What if they seriously?
Then they're going to open up
What if they
another
just
lawsuit
introduce
that
like,
they're just
hey,
doing an ER reboot.
yeah.
She's the other attending that Alashimi has to come in for the
No,
VA.
what I want is season three. Like you said, we don't see him for a while, but when he does show back up, he's chipper as hell, and he's like the most bubble you've ever seen him, and you're like, what happened to Robbie? He just got his shit together, and of course you reveal like he's got a new woman in his life, and that woman is in fact say the actress's name again, please.
Kelly Martin. Yeah.
Kelly Martin. Thank you.
Sandy Newton.
Or Tandaway. They could go that way as well. That could
Yeah.
be interesting.
I'm just saying, if you want to do some, I think it'd be interesting to do like, because I know like we had one big mass casualty thing with the shooting at Pit Fest, and that's gonna, and that was whatever. Do something that's like a big event that happens, like a gas line blowing somewhere, or like a building collapse or something, and it's just constantly. It's not like there's a lot of patients all at once, but there's just a constant flow the entire series or entire season of these type of patients, and you see every single different thing that could happen in a building collapse. So like, you know, just smoke inhalation, burn victims, people having stuff dropped on them, broken, somebody who's completely fine but nothing happened to him, but he gets taken in to get checked, and then like the gravity of it happens and he loses his shit in the ER and starts going crazy on everybody and has to be put on a Baker Act 5150 or whatever.
I mean,
Because you
they
just
kind
do
of did that in microcosm this season with the
right.
water slide at the water park incident.
Right. Yeah. Something like that, but something that like starts, maybe even we see it happen first episode late at night. And we're still dealing with the fallout of it 10, 12 episodes deep, just in one way or the other. Because like
Well,
one of the things go ahead, Bear.
specific. I was gonna say it's gonna be winter, so there's a whole bunch of specific things that could happen
Right.
that are like winter like incidents that wouldn't come to mind for people that live in the South like us.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude,
Or like
seriously, easy. Just like literally 50 car pileup. It's just auto related
I don't want to
injuries
laugh.
coming in for
Yeah, kind of.
yeah.
Does Pittsburgh have an L train? I don't know. Or like, so I know they have a train, but do they have an L train like Chicago? I don't know. Or like I was going to say like a railway car,
Train derailment,
derailment, something ridiculous.
unbreakable happens.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. You don't have a scratch on you.
Yes.
All right.
What do we?
I
do we
guess
feel?
I do
Well,
want to pose this. Go ahead, Gav. Go ahead.
Well, this is a question for the audience. How do we feel about like ICE showing up and the losing some of the staff members and how Robbie deals with it and what happens to Jesse? Because we haven't talked about that, or him, the only real nurse in the show. We haven't talked about what happened to Jesse.
Yeah. Well, of course, that's still lingering, and obviously
Yeah.
something I hope we get answers on in season 3. But as far as Brendan, again, I'm not. This is not. This is me just being defensive of the show that I love. You mentioned that you think it got corny. See, I think season 2 in its hey, we're really like message moments. I thought they were communicated much better in season 2 than some of the clunkiness of the exposition and stuff that you could accuse season 1 of. I thought they kind of smoothed the edges out around a lot of that stuff, and to me, it a lot of it felt more organic as opposed to, hey, stop, pivot to camera. I'm not saying they don't still do that from time to time,
The point of
but
bringing in Beverly with her bob cut, who's chomping on the gum and trying to make it through without her cigarettes, and she's like, "Honey, I was doing this when your parents weren't in diapers. I know how to do the hard copy." And the lady that shows up that doesn't even work there anymore, and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, dude, give it a break." Like I get it, like, I get it. Like they're all good at their jobs, right?
Yeah,
Fine,
but
fine. But like realistically, like there's so many people that are just trying to make it to the next thing that all this emotion and empathy that you think that you would see because you're in this environment where there's these people that are caring for people all the time, which I am glad that they do because I think whenever you have time after a shift to actually think on it, you can tap into that empathy. But a lot of times during a shift, you're just doing the next thing. You're just doing the next thing. It's not like this wickedly empathetic thing. The only time that where I was in this whole series that I've seen thus far, where you would need to pump the brakes, slow down, get out of the chaos, and tap into the true empathy was during the scene with Dana and the rape victim, right? And I think that that was very well paced, appropriate, all of the above. But everything else, it's like all right, cool. So we got a gunshot victim, we have a stabbing victim, we got this, and this. On to the next thing, on to the next thing. Like, hey, that's it. And that's unfortunately the truth of the matter is like you're task oriented. Anyways.
So I do feel like that would make less of a good TV show if you have that like
Well, that's fair.
nobody their emotions until
That's
after the show.
no, that's fair, Baron. Because as I'm saying it out loud, I'm like, all right, well, actually, what are we watching?
well, and I'm also sitting there going like the beauty of the show is you're getting all of this like grounded professional realism in the reality of the procedures and how well researched and choreographed everything is, et cetera, et cetera. And then layered on top of that is character and emotion being brought to all of this stuff on top of it. That's where the TV show part comes in. Otherwise, we'd just be watching a fucking documentary about a hospital. Like, I am, sorry, at the end of the day, I'm watching this for the characters. I love the grounded medical realities and like showing me shit I've never seen before on television, but I'm here for the characters. That's why we fucking watch medical dramas. That's it. I'm here for the storytelling. I want the
Right.
fucking
I mean, we haven't even talked about the fact that while not having the worst day, Mel had like a bad day.
And
Yeah,
that's
man.
Like I felt for her. I'm like, oh my god, your sister's having sex. You're
your
you're in a
sister's getting laid
deposition.
way more than you are.
like
Um,
There was a
like you're
scene
just falling
you're
apart.
you're getting
And
called back on your deposition.
and and
there was
and and you can't and you still finish your charts before everybody. You're still like grade A #1 student, gold star, and you're having the worst day ever for you, and like you're still winning.
And you're still crushing hard on Langdon every chance you get. Just do it already. Just like tell him you don't care about his marriage anymore. Just get it over with. To Brendan's point, we get it, Mel. You like Langdon.
Yeah, that was pretty good. That was pretty good.
But also, so you were talking earlier, I forgot to mention this, Brendan. You brought up the fact about like Santos and all this. There's a scene where the girl that's in surgery is basically like, yo, maybe you're the problem because you don't play well with other people. And no, I'm not worried about you coming over anymore. It's like we got that payoff from the first season that like, oh yeah, they're hooking up.
Yeah.
But the surgeon lady calling her out about like, yeah, you may have a problem with Langdon, but like other people don't because you don't play well with other people. You could get off your high horse a little bit and be a little bit more empathetic with this. But like her comments later on when she's like, well, yeah, we need people to like do fucked up shit like this so we can have our jobs. Like what do you do? Like we're at the end of the day, I'm like, this is my job. I'm here to make money, sort of. So it's like she's all across the board. I love Santos because I love the sarcasm. I feel like she is a good 50, 60% of the people who watch this that don't know anything about medical dramas or anything like that, they're geared towards her because they're just like, oh, she's just here for it, you know. But when
One
you
of
see
my
yeah.
her,
one of my favorite moments of the season, particularly for her, was the shit with her and Whitaker, where
yeah,
she
Oh,
a little bit of
absolutely, yeah.
her gruff exterior is cracked, and you see that like she gives a shit about him, and she does not want him to go just like stay at Robbie's while Robbie's is gone, and
She's
she's like
loving
genuinely concerned that he might be go you know be gone for an extended period of time. And I love that blossoming relationship where, of course, she won't admit to how much she cares about him, but like he knows and she knows that he knows, and it's just great shit. I loved that. I loved her, the little
But
bit of
not just her.
vulnerability we get to see. Again, character growth, seeing different shades.
She also shows that vulnerability though too, because she shows that like she's like afraid of him not being there because she's lonely, like,
Yeah.
and she will he
I will
needs
say
that as
this.
much as he does.
My polarized stance has definitely made for some good conversation.
You know what? We all need a Santos in the group, Brendan, and I feel like you're
Yeah,
our
that's
Santos.
what's so
Get,
funny is
fill in the blank. Well, I need you to admit in front of everybody right now, Gavin,
What I did?
what you did.
You know what?
Wait, what happened?
Is there a body buried somewhere?
No,
What the fuck are we talking
we're
about?
playing on the TV show. Also, Gavin has a secret.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
I'm only gonna say it off mic when it's not recorded because it is kind of funny. But if I say it, I don't think the people who I'm gonna joke about listen to this. But if I did, they'd be like, "What the fuck, man? Why'd you say that?" So I'll wait till we're done recording.
Dude.
Just
Yeah,
change
we're
all the names to protect the guilty.
Right. But even if I say what it was, it's such an important thing to me. Maybe they won't know it, but I'll just, yeah, they would probably still take offense to it. I think. I don't know. We'll see. But I'll tell you my secret later. It's fine.
My only real final thought, I loved this season. I thought it was as good, if not better, than season one. I thought it elevated on all the things I like. I'm still amazed on a technical level every single week by just like I can't believe the shit they're pulling off. The long form storytelling I think is once again sound like a broken record, completely unrivaled. Uh, there's nothing else like it on TV. Continues to deliver. They're introducing new characters that I'm coming to care about. They're deepening the characters that are already on the roster. I know we're losing some people going into next season, and we're getting more of some people that we've been pretty fond of. So, um, always interesting when the cast fluctuates. It's something you get used to watching shows like this. So, yeah, I'm thoroughly excited for season three. I will say personally, this was another 10 out of 10 for me. I loved sitting down to watch this every single week, and there was not a single week where I walked away from it going, well, that was whatever. I was satiated and satisfied every week, or I was sitting there going, this is some of the best television I've seen in a minute. I loved it. That's where I'm at. Final
Yeah.
thoughts, gentlemen.
I
Yeah,
will
I
watch
agreed.
season 3. I'm excited to finish this season, and I will be an angry elf, I'm sure.
What can we put
It
you?
was great.
I know you said 5 earlier. I feel like that was you being ridiculous.
You
Can
probably
we?
got like 3 left.
I
So
know
when you
you
get
got to
done with all of
finish
them,
it, but I want to post soon. Can we put you down for like a soft 8?
What are you saying about my softness? Let's go with
A
a soft
soft.
7. Soft 7.
Okay.
soft 7.
All right.
I'll give you a soft 7.
Well, I hope when you do actually finish the season that
I
you're
hope you
like,
get a
dude,
hard
I hate
8.
that that's out there
A
publicly.
hard
Like
8.
that. You
Gavin,
gotta
you're about to be
finish
the only
part
one
of it.
getting my heart 8.
Barum,
That was a
Barum.
joke for. Isn't that a? No, isn't that a movie? Hard 8 with
Yes,
what's his
yes,
name?
it is.
Yes, it
Your
is.
boy,
Yes, it
you
is.
like?
It's from Patrick's favorite director. Yeah.
Exact. That's nobody got the joke. That's fine. No one didn't see it. They didn't hear it.
Barum,
It's fine. We'll do it in post.
Barum.
Yeah,
Final thoughts on season 2.
I mean, I thought it was great just getting more of the character development. I thought getting to see like how they've progressed since was really interesting. Even like McKay, like just not while she's on house arrest and all this, getting to see more of her, getting to see more depth was really good. Um, and I thought it ended on a really good note. I think it all kind of felt like it built up to it, but not in a cheesy way. But like it all kind of comes together, and you get that Robbie with the baby, followed by the karaoke, and it gives you this little bit of like hope. Like at the end, it's a nice note to leave on. I think that was really necessary. Um, to just have that little bit of catharsis at the very end. And it really, I thought, also just kind of humanized um, the way that they have to kind of compartmentalize everything. And like you were saying, Brandon, where they kind of have to shut everything off. You're just on to the next thing, on to the next thing. It really kind of humanized that a bit. Just like how you deal with it when you get off shift, even when you're exhausted. Sometimes you just have to go like scream Alanis Morissette at strangers.
No, to that point, Baron. I mean, that is, again, I think Patrick said it early on in the pod. I need to take a step back from trying to make it what I think that I live every day. And I'm not trying to wear that as a badge of honor so much as like I might be pointing out facts that like, hey man,
And I
like
get that.
we need to have this personality, but you're right. Like there is a world where like after a shift, man, the number of times I've been like, yo, what just happened? And it's true. And then
I
you
think the
replay
worst
all
thing
of
was
that. And like in the
literally the
moments,
last.
if I could go back in time and show some of the things that they're doing in the TV show in real time, that I wish I could, but you just like from one thing to the next. Anyways.
I really think the last 30 seconds of the season, you'll like Santos just a smidge more after the last 30 seconds.
Okay.
Yeah, make sure you
Like,
stick
Dude,
around.
I liked her a
for
lot
the
in season
credits.
one. I just feel like she's whiny. Fuck me.
I see. Whiny is not how I would ever describe it. She's hard
Burnt.
edged. I don't think of
Self-indulgent.
her as
She's not
whiny.
hard. She ain't hard. She's self-indulgent. She fucking sits here and whines about everything.
She's really
And
good at her job. She's really smart.
She does find the weird
So,
cases. You'll see. She finds the weird ones that
it depends
nobody
on how
could
you
think about.
define good at your
I think
job.
with
And she tried to
coming back,
undermine another doctor right in front of the patient, and she actually ended up being wrong. And the attending was like, "Hey, why don't we have another class on decorum?"
I mean,
but also I think it's like the first day that Langdon's back and he was trying to fuck her over like real hard on like
her
what was
very first day.
yeah,
Yeah.
and he was just like fuck her over real bad for something that was not her fault at all. And so like she's like there's that
And then,
anxiety of I that for no fault of my own came after me is now back. Like how the fuck do I deal with this?
yeah, and in her eyes, faced like absolutely no consequences. Like,
He came back the same day he
no.
was
So
asked to leave. He came
Trinity
back
Trinity
during a
Santos.
mass casualty.
Oh, that's right.
He didn't.
That's
He
true.
didn't even leave the first. He left, but he came right back.
I
for
forgot
reasons.
about that.
Yeah.
Trinity Santos. I'm gonna read you guys this, okay?
Go ahead.
I
Go
just
ahead.
typed into your Google, and the AI punched this back out. All right.
Okay, great. I love when we read AI results on our
So
podcast. I love it. I love it so much.
I said in your Google, why does Santos suck?
Jesus
and
Christ.
and AI said she's arrogant, abrasive, and condescending to colleagues, often viewed as unprofessional and insufferable.
Okay, and you could admit that maybe if again, maybe you're the Santos of our podcast. Is that what you're trying to say? Or that you have a Santos
No, I mean
at your
I've
job?
laughed
Are
more
you?
than
Are you?
she has
Are
even
you?
smiled in any
Are you?
season. But
Brendan, are you the Santos of your work? Is that what we're realizing? Are you the Santos at your job?
Are you?
Are you?
Everybody
No,
should,
oh my
just,
gosh,
everybody
okay,
should be
absolutely not.
asking
No.
themselves.
okay. No, I'm just kidding.
I wish you guys come see me at work. You'd be like, oh my gosh.
I hope I don't ever see you at work. I don't ever.
Actually,
I
true.
don't even know
If
where
you
you're
come,
working.
hey, you know
Okay.
what? Shadow me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Real
Bottom
quick.
line. Bottom
Real
line.
2 seconds. 2 seconds.
Say it.
We
Go for
didn't
it.
shout out the Ray Charles America's Beautiful fireworks sequence. Totally ripping the Sandlot. Loved it.
Yes.
Loved it. Made me cry. And
There is
also,
no other
sorry,
song to play but that. When
on
you
the
look
4th
at
of July,
fireworks,
that's it. That's all you're allowed to
dude, they
listen
play
to.
that on the bass. We can hear it from the bass when we sit at the schools on Frierson and watch the fireworks. They play that when the fireworks are
Yeah,
going.
it should just be played on a loop. Like I said.
Exactly.
Also, Baron, we didn't get it. We didn't get a number. Can I get a number?
Oh, I'd give it a 9.
Hell yeah. Sorry,
It's up there. And just I want to shout out. There was a little cameo. I guess not really a cameo, but the geriatric patient that Lohan was really good with. That was Kragan from SVU, and he was the original lieutenant on the first season of Law and Order.
Excuse me.
Yes.
That is Coach from Smart Guy. What the fuck is the? Oh my God.
I know who you're talking about. That's we think Kragan, but I went Coach. God, what is his? I know his name. It's gonna kill me. I gotta look it up.
Yeah,
I think it's Coach
I watched
Kerrigan or something like that. I don't know.
first season of Law and Order, like going all the way back to '90. I was just like delighted to see him pop up.
Yeah.
Uh,
Jeff Coburg is Duke. We didn't mention that. I mean,
Coach Gerber, Dan Floric, Coach Gerber.
Coach Gerber on Smart Guy is
Yep.
Dan Floric, also from SVU. Yes, and Jeff Coburg is Duke. Robbie's buddy. I mean, setting a high bar for the cameos in our book. I think we already. I can't remember if we shouted this out on the pod or not, but one of our mom's absolute faves, and she was
Always
delighted.
talks about, dude. She always talks about like, oh, I wish I could go watch China Beach again. I don't know anything about. I know the show, but I've never seen an episode. I'm like, I might have to check out China Beach just because mom constantly talks about that with him. But I'm like, literally
Streaming on Howdy right now, seasons 1 through 4 on Howdy.
The day he showed up, Becky's watching the one with Jennifer Love Hewitt with the 911 or whatever, and he's on there, and I'm like, he's not just a bit, dude. He's going to show up later on this episode. And she's like, what? I was like, just watch. Boom. I was like, see, I told you. You don't bring a guest star like Jeff Kober in here, and he's just the bartender. He's in on whatever's going on in this show. Like, he's too much of a recognizable dude.
Day player.
He ain't no day player.
You're gonna give him an arc. You're gonna give him an arc.
He totally corrupts Willow into the dark magic.
I forgot about that.
Dude, yeah, that's a good. I didn't even think about that.
I always forget about the movie output. A Man Apart, the Vin Diesel classic.
There's a human being named Overdose?
Okay, so we got a 9 from Barum. Gav, where you net?
Favorite show of the year so far. I haven't watched too many new shows. 10 out of 10 for me. Bottom line, Doctors and Nurses are People too. We shit on them after COVID. We saw it last season that we talked more about it. We preached about it. We shit on them after COVID. We're still shitting on them now. Give them what they need to work and do things. And just remember they're people too. And they decided to do this job and you didn't. So next time you go to the ER and you see somebody like Brendan there, realize that he's having a shitty day too. There's probably a woman there that's been like really abrasive and she's been like really shitty to him and like trying to talk down to him. And he's just doing his job. Brendan's just going to the next patient, just trying to get through it because he's there for you guys. So just remember, again, healthcare workers, they're a special breed.
I was just gonna say, I love that one of Brendan's complaints was, dude, we get it. They're just like, nurses are good, doctors are good, like people care, blah blah blah. I'm like, the show generating empathy for the profession you engage in. And he's basically going, hey, I work with these fucking people. That's not true. It ain't like that. The show's
It's more like Scrubs.
Yeah,
I don't want to say
it's
more like Scrubs.
I said that to somebody. I said next to the Pit, Scrubs might be the most. Scrubs is the most realistic when it comes to banter. When it comes to banter, like how people talk in the hospital, Scrubs might be the most realistic.
Okay, I figured as much.
But like some of the other stuff, obviously, and then JD's always like off in his head, daydreaming about stuff. But anyways, another show for another conversation.
Closing it out with Patrick. Where are we netting out?
All right, Noah. I need you to like remember this because it may never happen ever again, where me, you, and Gavin are in lockstep with a 10 out of 10.
Hell yeah. And so is Mayfield, by the way. I waited to reveal it, but he already put it on Instagram a few days ago. Also a 10. I think remains undefeated. Yeah. The show of the year and the moment at the moment.
Yeah.
Will it hold for the rest of 2026? I don't know, but I'm just telling you, that's where it's at right now. It's the tippity top.
I don't know. I'm digging Daredevil, but
I got to start that. I just watched the last episode of last season to get refreshed last night, and so I'm gonna actually go. I see on the baby monitor he has a move, so I'm gonna go check on him, and then I'm gonna start the next season.
I'm still like any other comic booky stuff. I don't even start it.
You might be able to stomach Dared, which
Barum,
I'm saying this, and to clarify, I have not watched any of Born Again. I tried to watch the first episode, and I fell off very quickly. But D'Onofrio as Kingpin, is kind of worth the price of admission. If you've never
Yes,
seen any of the
100%.
Netflix series, or even if you just wanted to check out the new one, like that performance is definitely worth engaging with.
Yeah.
Whether
really
you
tired
buy in for the whole
like that.
series, but yeah.
I feel like they've been done to death, and I would love to see someone take any other source material and run with it.
Well, The Boys
And it's
notably is coming to an end, so that's one less superhero comic book thing
That's
off
the
the
only one that I'm
table.
excited about, and that's just because it feels very different than most, and because I've been on board with that from early on. So like that's about the only comic book thing that I've had any interest in the last couple of years.
what about Invincible? Do you watch Invincible?
I saw the first season. I'm interested in it, but it's just not something that I have any like huge thing drawing me to. Like I'd be interested to watch the rest of it, but I haven't watched it since. Was
Yeah,
that
if you
2020, 2021?
yeah, it's one of those Noah turned me on to, and I was like, okay. And when I see the things I see in it, and I'm like, this is comic booky, but also kind of subverting it, but kind of not. All these different things, like I really enjoy it. I know I don't. I feel like Kirkman enjoys that more than he did The Walking Dead. That's just the way
Okay.
I feel about
I,
it.
I didn't mean
I,
to I didn't mean to do this and get us off on a whole comic book
Sorry,
tangent
Noah.
at the end of the
yeah,
Pit episode. But
like,
yes, the boys is still ending. Uh Hacks is on currently. We'll be back with some Euphoria season 3 thoughts as that progresses.
Did anybody do
Uh
DTF St. Louis yet? Anybody watch all that yet?
I've
I
watched a couple episodes. Yeah,
I just started. I'll
try
it's
finish it.
dude, I think it's great so far.
And dude, the first episode, I was just Becky's like, what's so funny about this? Like, it's
It,
funny to me.
dude,
I
It's
I
just there.
absolutely could not get my arms around the pilot. I've heard people
dang,
say that
really,
like
dude,
it
I
kind of
like it so far.
developed as it went on. But yeah, that was not my cup of tea.
It's
I'm gonna worry about that after I power through these damn Academy Award Best Picture
Yes, a
winners.
reminder to all of you guys, and check the group chat. But Mayfield has set dates for to submit your list of Best Picture winner rankings from the last 25 years. So we will have that to look forward to sometime in May, but we'll definitely be back shortly to discuss what we've been watching. We might be able to get a mainline review of something going that we all go catch. I
Perk
don't know what the next
Perk and I are going
pressing
to
thing
Mortal
would be.
Kombat.
I guess
Perk
that
and I,
is the next
yeah.
big major that
Well,
a lot of us will see. I don't know if all of us will see. I'm looking at you, Patrick. I don't know if all of us will see, but some of us will see. So
because I told him I was like, dude, we need to do what we did for Sinners and just go the Thursday before. And he showed me, I guess that like I think AMC in Columbia is doing something Wednesday night, some kind of special screening. But I told him like, if would pick a night, pick a time, we'll go, and then I'm gonna take my portable stuff and just do like a quick, 10-15 minute
yeah,
talk
get
right
a
there
little
in the
nugget
parking
and
lot.
we'll
So
add it in.
yeah, so
Uh,
that's the next
well,
one we're
yeah,
gonna go see.
I don't think
that's
I'm out for Dune. I'm just waiting until that. I'm not seeing anything else until that.
you're literally waiting. I mean, you're gonna be waiting a while,
I'm waiting
buddy.
until
You're not seeing anything
huh?
until Dune.
I got no fucking time.
Oh, fair enough. I might be.
uh no,
Perhaps I
Hobie,
could pull you out for a movie or two.
I
What's up,
should
bud?
be here this weekend if you want to go do something. I don't know if
Um,
there's anything that's out or coming out this weekend that you want to go see, but
I'm hoping for Mother Mary, the new David Lowery. That's what I'm waiting on.
go.
Um, I might try and make time for the Christophers, the new Soderbergh, uh, tomorrow night possibly. Um,
What time
something like that
tomorrow night?
maybe. I don't know. I'm assuming that it's still playing at the Terrace, but
Well, just let me know anytime after. If it's a late one, I could go.
I will let you know.
Are y'all
Uh,
hyped for Dune? That's what I'm saying. Like, are y'all hyped enough yet?
I mean, yeah, I'm definitely excited, but there's stuff I'm excited about before then. So
You missed it, Bear. I went ahead and did Dune 1 and 2 already once, and I'll do it again before the third one comes
Yeah.
out. So
Oh, no, came over when we did. We had a holiday because my parents are super into it, so we did a whole Dune day where we made a bunch of like themed food and watched one and two as soon as it came out on streaming.
that's dope.
It was awesome. Obviously you absolutely invited. I'm sure we'll have another Dune day before the third one premieres.
I will. I'll definitely have to come and bring Becky because Becky's heard about how dope your parents' house is. She's like, I just want to go inside and see it because she loves old houses. So
hey, they've been like on a whole thing of like they literally had like 3 or 4 different like construction like contracting crews out here this week. But also like for Dune Day, like they literally ordered a backdrop of like a space scene to put in the living room for like they get
They take it very seriously. We cooked a whole menu of food. It was awesome. We're gonna do it again. Okay. I love all of you. This has been our discussion of the Pitt season 2. Been joined by our good friends, Mr. Baron Williams, Mr. Brendan Riley, my cousin, Mr. Patrick J. Blanchard. I have been Noah.
And I've been Gavin.
And we've been the Blanchard brothers. And you've been listening to what we've been watching.
I fell in the pit. You fell in the pit.
Oh, fire.
Oh, that's right. You never watched Parks and Rec.
No, I didn't. So I just tried to add. I thought he was ad-libbing, so I added to it.
No, he was literally singing a song from Parks and Recreation.
That's when
I fell in the
pit.
You fell in the pit. We fell in the pit.
Make that the intro to this episode.
Yeah, we should have.
Back when Chris Pratt was
fucking funny.
Funny and likable.
See what losing weight does to you guys? Why do you think I'm hanging on to all these pounds? If I lost all this weight, I wouldn't be as funny as I am. I'm hanging on to that. That's my only excuse.
That's funny.
That's all staying in, by the way.
That's fine.
We all stay in.
You can stop it. And I'll tell you what I really think. You lose some weight and become a Republican. What are you gonna do?